What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming on over to finish this conversation with Luke Subduke. And the last thing I asked you was you've had a YouTube channel for a number of years, and I was just wondering what you've learned from that.
Um, well, what I've learned from YouTube itself, or for having the, or about because having the channel, or
There's like 15 different ways you could answer this question, and I want to hear them all. So let's just let's just
yes.
let's start with how you learned from YouTube.
Hmm. Well, it was like making the channel works. It was really like materializing a dream, I would say, because I really wanted to, as I told you in the beginning, I really wanted to do something that I like to. I didn't want to have a meaningless job or working with something like spending many hours in something I don't like. And there was something too that we didn't talk about, that I wanted to feel like I'm making some difference.
Mm.
I wanted to feel like I'm changing something for the good, kind of. And with the channel, I really feel that, like, that I'm teaching people. Like, I meet people that tell me, oh, I learned to juggle 5 balls because of her videos. So, oh, I came here to this this juggling convention because I heard about that on Malabarizzi. And for me, this is so amazing, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And also because I learned how to juggle with internet. So for me, it's a little bit to giving it back to internet,
Hmm.
what internet gave me. So I truly believe, like, from the bottom of my soul, of about sharing content, and about not charging for education. You know, like, to make it accessible for people all around, and with all kinds of, how do you say that, economic background or economic profile. I mean, if
Hmm.
you don't have money, I truly feel that's really important, that you're able to access education and
Hmm.
to learn things. And this is what I talk. This relates a little bit what I talk about empowering people too.
Hmm.
So I truly believe that knowledge is power. So
Yeah. Okay, so what kind of videos are do you make for your channel?
now there are tutorials, several, like ball juggling, contact juggling, diabolos, some staff tutorials, little bit of clubs tutorials. There are art videos, like usually with one juggler or one group, and made in a beautiful way with a nice photography. I work in the editing to make it like a bit different than others. Let's say it's not like a video that I'm just putting the camera and juggling to, like, study or to show some people, like, the tricks. There's some thought about the photography and the editing too. There are interviews. There are videos of juggling events, like mostly conventions and juggling meetings, and some open stages and shows and things. Pa, 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 pa.
So you got the whole gamut.
Yeah, these are the big ones. There are some other side projects, like there's one that's starting next month with a little bit more poetry, let's say, like with some text and images, and
Oh,
not
cool.
necessarily only juggling, but some. I'm always trying out different things, and
Hmm.
like trying different ways to make it happen.
Right. So where did you learn how to do all the videography and video editing?
Internet. Like, especially internet. Like, I was watching lots and lots of juggling videos when I started,
Hmm.
and this was a big school. Like, nobody would say actually that you learn so much from only watching juggling videos all day long.
Hmm.
And then juggling tutorial, like video tutorials on YouTube to teaching how to edit, and friends.
Yeah.
It's for me, the way I learned editing was really similar the way I learned juggling actually.
Hmm.
Like, by myself, like trying it with internet tutorials, with friends, uh, in juggling with meetings and juggling conventions, and in video, like talking with other people who does video editing too.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I was in school, like back there when I was a teenager, we had like these projects, and sometimes we could do videos on the biology classes, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So we did like this documentary that's so stupid and funny that's still on the channel, and
Mm.
people can search for it. And then I was editing the simple videos, and then I was practicing already, but I didn't know that I would work with that.
Right. Do you think have your videos come a long way from the beginning?
You mean when I started, or?
When you started posting 4 years ago, that just the quality of the content a lot better.
Wow, for sure. It's you can't even compare it. Like right now, it's way different than in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
If you, I mean, I like to see that it was really, really lame in the beginning, so it's still there.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I don't delete it,
Yeah.
you know. So you still have these videos with a Sony Cybershot, like doing this Diablo trick and with this messy hair, like doing what? And
I
even this
I look
like
forward to
school
checking those
works.
out.
Well, I can send you all of that. It's so funny. Even this like school works, like telling people about like birds and there's this bird playing Diablo, like
Well, I mean, and I guess that just kind of shows that like it really, even like making videos, it's just practice over time.
yeah,
And you get
for
you get
sure.
better.
It's something like any artwork. I don't think you just wake up with the idea and we wake up knowing how to do that. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
do that to learn it. Like it's the biggest thing. If you wanna play the guitar, you get a guitar and you practice and you end up learning.
Mm-hmm. So, all the people watching this video probably have seen some juggling videos, and they all know that a video that's been done well is a lot more pleasant to watch than a video that was filmed crappy. So, I was wondering if you had just some simple tips for people looking to record their own stuff to share online.
Actually, there are different ways to look into that, I think, because sometimes you want to film it just for yourself, or so you can keep track of your progress, or you can know what you're doing like in January this year. So next January you see, oh, I've been doing these tricks. Oh, I changed that, and so maybe you want to keep track of your progress, and you don't mind as how the image will look, or
Mm-hmm.
you just don't care about that. It really depends on why you're doing it, and a little bit on why you're doing it and for who you're doing it for,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like the juggling videos in Malabarizes too are not only for jugglers. Sometimes like people tell me, oh, I watch it because I like the photography.
Hmm.
Like I'm not a juggler, I don't want to be a juggler,
Mm-hmm.
and this kind of thing. There's also that. For sure it's more pleasant to, at least for me, it's more pleasant to watch a video with some editing and photography, like in a more professional way. I don't know. I don't. It's not the best way to say that, but anyway. And
So, if somebody was making a video that they wanted to share, um, for jugglers and non-jugglers, and they want to make sure the picture's good, is the camera the most important thing, or is there lighting stuff involved also?
yeah, for sure the camera changes it, but it's possible to do like nice videos with a simple camera or with a cell phone nowadays. I don't know. iPhone is maybe filming 4K or stuff
Yeah.
now, like in super slow motion stuff. So if you want to make a different video, I would say, oh, think about the storytelling maybe, or about different, like what can I do that people didn't do yet,
Mm.
like a different angle to shoot, or this kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
like, and about the sequences and tricks itself, for sure, like it's good to, if you're not making a video of an improv, it's good to know what you're gonna film beforehand.
Mm.
So this is something I would say, like, plan too,
Mm-hmm.
because many times we don't do like the pre-production maybe,
Mm-hmm.
at all. We don't do it, and if you make it, like if you think about what you're gonna do, usually it makes it easier for you
Mm,
afterwards.
okay.
Like it gives you less work on post production. It makes your like the production itself, like knowing what you're gonna do a little bit, helps you, like
Mm-hmm.
makes it faster and makes it better.
Mm-hmm.
But for sure you gotta be open to like not stick to the playing only,
Mm.
because like you gotta be open to the improvisation and things. Sometimes you're filming and then there's, I don't know, this big truck with a guy throwing water, like red water in the sky. So you want to film that and you didn't plan that because you couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So almost scripting out what you're going to be doing, so you can make sure you get everything in, but then just being open to things that come up based on just unexpected stuff. So.
Yeah, this is something.
Mm-hmm.
And even not only like this crazy stuff like the truck that I just gave the silly example, but also like sometimes you get to the field where you're gonna film, or even to the your room, I don't know, and then you say, oh, I can put the camera here and make this shot here, and then oh, I get the glasses there maybe, and this stuff, and then you figure out with the things you have on the way. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, what about editing? Is there a simple software for people to use that you know of?
I started using I use PC and not Mac, and I started using Movie Maker actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the most simple, I would say. And then when you then I jumped to Sony Vegas, and I started feeling after a while I started feeling the need of having some more tools to use, like masks and stuff. So I started with Premiere and After Effects, and then now this is what I use to
Mm-hmm.
this day.
So basically, just starting with what's stock on your computer, and then if you need more than that, then there's options available. But what you have is probably good.
Yes, and if you want something more like, if since the beginning you know that you want to go to this way, like to make cooler videos and all, you can just get Premiere, or even, I don't use Final Cut, but I know it's a good software too. And I think that After Effects is something that adds a lot, man. Like having the masks things, and having some ideas like for effects and transitions,
Mm-hmm.
and work it a little bit. It makes the experience to watch the video way more pleasant because it flows better. I feel
Mm.
like when you work in the transitions.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks for that. All right. So here's some quick fire questions for you. And what's your favorite trick or pattern to do?
Wow, I think that today is 6x4,
Okay.
but tomorrow it can be a different one.
Yeah. Totally. What kind of juggling do you like to watch?
Mm, Now I'm more interested about watching the movement.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'm watching juggling and I see the tricks and I see the stuff, but I'm seeing how the body moves.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I would say that today I like to see more jug to see juggling where there's more movement,
Mm-hmm.
or where there's more consciousness of the movement, where the juggler is not there doing tricks. I'm not that interested in seeing tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing the guy doing seven balls, or seeing the even crazy side swap stuff where it's only there, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
watching up and moving the arms. It's a lot to do with movement, and there's a lot with presence too for me.
Mm.
When you see the person is there, when you see this glow in the eyes, when you see
Mm.
this attention,
Mm-hmm.
this this is what I'm more interested nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Come to think of it, watching a juggler kind of, you know, doing hard tricks and they're like stiff and they're super concentrated, it makes me a little bit nervous.
Yes,
Because
I
you're just
totally
like
get it.
on the edge of your seat. Like, are they gonna mess up? Are they gonna get it?
I totally get what you mean, because it's a little bit like this guy I told you in the first part, Emerson Chacho.
Mm-hmm.
He says that when you're on stage and you're having fun, people have fun with you. But if you're nervous, then people get nervous too, like because you transmit it, you
Mhm.
send this energy to.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's a different kind. It's a different approach to performance. Because I think you could also say that like the crowd kind of likes that suspension and then looks forward to when you do hit the trick so that they can have that like moment of like relief, like they got it.
Ah, yes, yes, I got what I mean. But when I say having fun, it's not only in the strict way. You don't have to be happy, let's say. You can do a sad thing and have fun with that. You, it makes some sense, or
Yeah, yeah.
like, I mean, I use having fun more with being present, I think. If you're there, people will be there with you, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that too. It's a bit different than what I talked before, but anyway, it works.
What's your favorite prop to use?
Balls.
Okay.
Nowadays, I'm more into three balls actually.
And what's your
But
favorite?
I'm interested in like everyday objects for juggling, this kind of stuff. Like juggling with a can and doing things like, like how juggling connects with the world when you're not using like the proper juggling prop, what they call a juggling prop.
Hmm.
But you were gonna ask something different?
I was gonna say your favorite brand of balls to use.
I use Brazilian balls, man. For me, they're the best juggling balls in the world, for real.
Where do
It's
we get a good set of those?
you can buy it with Malabarizes actually.
Oh, look at that.
You just drop me a message in malabarizes at Gmail and tell me how many balls you want and the city and country you are, and I can send you that.
All right, great to know.
And
We'll have a link in the notes.
yes, it's made by DYM.
DYM. Okay.
It's a Brazilian brand too.
Mm.
And I like it because like it's a good ball for manipulation. It's a good ball for rolling. You can roll it good. They sell it here actually not as Brazilian balls. They call it Russian balls, but
Mm.
they're not Russians
Hmm.
because they have a pin. If you get a Russian, it's different. It's the Brazilian ones have softer shell,
Hmm.
so you can usually squeeze it
Mm-hmm.
better. And there's a little pin, and inside we have seeds. And maybe you've seen this kind of ball. Silex now it's making a similar ball, I think. Like no, Play is making a similar ball. It's a hybrid. They call it hybrid, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
So these are my favorite 76 millimeters
Hmm.
because you can roll it, you can manipulate it, and you can still throw it and do numbers and stuff. It's yeah.
All right. Great. What's your best practice tip for jugglers out there?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm the best one to give a practice tip because I'm not juggling a lot these days. Maybe my tip for myself right now would be practice more, but not just practicing more, but practicing more consciousness to like thinking about what you're doing. I think it's important.
Think about how
You
you're
know,
standing and how you
yeah, this kind
feel.
of thing too, but thinking about why you're practicing this trick and not that, or
Hmm.
of course, don't think that much. It's tricky too because if you just think, you won't do things,
Mm-hmm.
and if you just think, you keep like in the mind and not go to the body. So sometimes it's about shutting the mind off to a little bit and just letting the body do the things.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking a lot to, or trying a lot to, well, thinking a lot to about how sometimes you get better in juggling doing different things, like not juggling itself after a while for sure, because when you have the basics already, like right now, as I told you, I'm not juggling a lot, but when I get back to juggling after doing so many dance classes, I feel my juggling is different because
Mm.
my body is moving
Mm-hmm.
differently. So when I do the tricks, I can play with all these textures. I can do the same tricks I did before, but faster or more or slower.
Mm-hmm.
or with a different quality of movement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. I don't
Yeah.
know. So I think I have my tip now. It would be practice, think about it, don't think that much, and do different things.
All right. Great. Yeah, I think I want to learn from you. Your I feel like there's probably some things we can learn from how dancing is kind of changing the way that you approach juggling or feel juggling when you go back to it.
And also it's dancing, but it could be different things too.
Yeah.
Like I mean, everything you do in your life will affect the way you do all the other things you do.
Yeah.
Because then it always get to your body and to your mind, and you see what I mean. So if I'm doing, I don't know, like if I'm escalating, I don't know, if I'm doing like
Mm-hmm.
indoor,
It's
like
about getting loosened up in some way, uh, and I don't think it's just stretching. I think it's being active, and I don't know.
yes, but even the books you read, the movies you watch, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it all impacts you some way and makes you a different person somehow,
Mm-hmm.
because we're always like, movement is not like only this, it's also inside, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we're in movement all the time, and then things are changing.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
Before we close out, where can people find more of your stuff?
In Malabarizzi. This is youtube.com/malabarismo. That's juggling in Portuguese, but probably easier if we just write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Or also there's my Facebook page, facebook.com/malabarismo, and Twitter, email,
Mm-hmm.
the store website, I don't know.
Okay. Well, a bunch of that information will be down in the description. And the last word goes to you. What are some words of inspiration for the juggling community at large?
Wow. Well, let's keep sharing and let's keep having fun and spreading the knowledge, not just keeping it to ourselves.
All right. That's beautiful. Well, thanks for being on, Lucas. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man. It's a big pleasure.
And for everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out Lucas's channel by clicking the notation right there. And until next time, keep on juggling.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, be sure to support the channel. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe.